The global chessboard of geopolitics is witnessing a fascinating new game, one where Mexico and China are emerging as unexpected allies. For decades, Mexico has been deeply tied to the United States economically and politically. However, shifting dynamics suggest that Mexico may now be rethinking its reliance on its northern neighbor. With China's growing investments and strategic inroads, this partnership could redefine the balance of power in North America. Let's explore how this shift is unfolding and what it means for the US, Mexico, and the world. If you are intrigued by global power shifts and economic strategies, don't forget to like and share this video with others who share your curiosity. For decades, the US and Mexico have shared a symbolic relationship. The US has been Mexico's largest trading partner, and Mexico has served as manufacturing hub for American industries. Yet cracks are beginning to show. Trade wars, tariffs, and an inward-focused US policy have created an opening, one that China is eager to fill. China, with its long-term strategic vision, is providing what the US currently cannot: stability, significant investments, and cutting-edge technology. By stepping into this void, China is not just gaining an economic foothold in Mexico, but is also challenging the United States' influence on its own backyard. The US, once a staunch advocate of free trade with Mexico, has introduced policies that inadvertently strain this relationship. From the renegotiation of NAFTA into the USMCA to protectionist measures aimed at safeguarding American industries, these moves have left Mexico exploring alternative partnerships. Meanwhile, China's Belt and Road Initiative has opened doors for collaboration, infrastructure development, and resource sharing that the US has been slow to offer. China's engagement with Mexico is not limited to rhetoric. It is materializing in substantial investments, particularly in the electric vehicle sector. EVs are rapidly becoming the future for automotive industry, and China's dominance in this field is hard to ignore. Chinese companies are setting up manufacturing plants in Mexico, integrating advanced technology into the local economy and positioning the country as a major hub for EV production. The global transition towards sustainable energy is reshaping industries, and EVs are leading the charge. Mexico, already a major player in automotive manufacturing, is an ideal candidate for the expansion of the EV sector. China's investment is not just financial. It includes technology transfers, training, and creating an ecosystem for future growth. This comprehensive approach ensures that Mexico is not merely an assembly line, but an integral part of the innovation chain. A critical sector in this equation is lithium, the white gold of the EV industry. Mexico's significant lithium reserves make it a pivotal player in the global energy market. China, recognizing this strategic resource, is working to secure access to Mexico's deposits. If successful, this move could shift the balance of power in the EV industry, placing both Mexico and China in advantageous positions while sidelining the US. By controlling a significant portion of the world's lithium supply, China could dictate terms of the global EV market. For Mexico, this partnership promises not only economic gains but also a chance to play a leading role in shaping the future of energy. What do you think about this burgeoning alliance? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The growing ties between Mexico and China pose a multi-layered challenge for the US. Economically, China's investments in Mexico threaten to undercut American dominance in North American trade. Strategically, they highlight the United States' waning influence over its southern neighbor. This shift could lead to increased competition in industries like automotive manufacturing, infrastructure development, and technology. The US has long relied on its proximity to Mexico to maintain a competitive edge in manufacturing and trade. However, with China's involvement, this advantage is eroding. Mexican exports, previously dominated by goods destined for American markets, are now diversifying. This diversification, while beneficial for Mexico, creates a complex scenario for the US, which must now contend with Chinese influence in its own backyard. While the US has been focused on short-term domestic policies, China is playing the long game. This divergence in strategy could leave the US struggling to maintain its leverage, especially if Mexico becomes a key player in China's global ambitions. For Mexico, the choice between maintaining its strong ties with the US or embracing China's overtures is anything but simple. The US remains Mexico's largest trading partner, and their economic ties are deeply entrenched. However, China offers a compelling alternative: massive investments, access to advanced technology, and the promise of long-term growth. This situation puts Mexico in a unique position as a potential mediator and beneficiary in the US-China rivalry. The alliances Mexico forms now could redefine its economic and geopolitical future with ripple effects across the continent. Mexico's government must weigh its options carefully. While stronger ties with China promises diversification and resilience, they also risk alienating the US, a neighbor and historical ally. Navigating this tightrope will require diplomatic finesse and strategic foresight. Mexico's pivot to China is not happening in isolation. Across Latin America, countries are warming up to Chinese investments in infrastructure, energy, and technology. This trend is reshaping the geopolitical landscape of the Americas, challenging the traditional dominance of the US. China's approach has been systematic, offering countries in the region what they need most: infrastructure development, technological expertise, and financing with fewer strings attached compared to Western institutions. For Mexico, aligning with China means joining a broader movement that is redefining Latin America's role in the global economy. Mexico's embrace of China could inspire a domino effect, encouraging other nations in the region to strengthen their ties with Beijing. Such a shift could weaken US influence in its own hemisphere, fundamentally altering the power dynamics of the Western Hemisphere. The growing relationship between Mexico and China is a wake-up call for the US. If America wishes to maintain its influence, it needs to rethink its approach, offering long-term investments, addressing trade disputes, and focusing on collaborative partnerships could help counter China's advances. For Mexico, the future looks promising yet uncertain. By strategically balancing its ties with both the US and China, it could become a key player in global trade and geopolitics. However, such a strategy requires careful navigation to avoid alienating either partner. Mexico's geographic location and resource wealth position it as a critical player in this evolving geopolitical landscape. Whether it leverages this position to gain more autonomy or aligns closely with one of its two major suitors remains to be seen. The evolving dynamics between Mexico, China, and the US mark a pivotal moment in North American geopolitics. The decisions made today will shape the future of trade, industry, and strategic alliances across the continent. Whether the US regains its footing, China strengthens its influence, or Mexico craves out a new path, the world is watching closely. Stay tuned for more updates on this fascinating topic, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to stay informed about the latest developments in global economics and geopolitics. Thank you for being part of this journey.